Good Wednesday afternoon, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love CVille Show. Thank you kindly for joining us. We are live in Charlottesville, the Commonwealth, the country, and the world, right here on the I Love CVille Network. A glorious day, undoubtedly, to be alive. So much we're going to cover on today's program, boys and girls. We will discuss, we will analyze, we will spotlight the news of Belmont Market going under contract. The first to let you know about an institution in one of the Phony neighborhoods of the city of Charlottesville, Belmont, and a landmark in its market, Belmont Market, that is now under contract. We'll relay some of the nitty-gritty, and we will crystal ball what you can expect from the transaction. Today on the program, we will also highlight a former city manager that has now dropped a lawsuit against his former employer. Yes, Dr. Terrion Richardson, a city manager who had a cup of coffee, a New York minute in our jurisdiction. Now, no longer ambulance chasing a lawsuit, pulling the suit, and enjoying life in Richmond. We will discuss the lawsuit and everything that transpired and perhaps the motivation of it. I'll give you a hint. It starts with M and ends with Unny. We will discuss on today's program a new restaurant coming to Charlottesville, Virginia, where we think that restaurant will be. We'll brainstorm the menu and we'll ask ourselves, is this location the right spot for this concept? And ladies and gentlemen, yesterday on the I Love CVille Network, we published 8 reasons why Charlottesville City Council should not raise the real estate tax rate 10 cents. Those reasons, succinct, well communicated, easy to read, easy to digest and understand, have gone viral as anticipated and have reached all 5 councilors from a consideration standpoint. So much to cover on the program, and we're grateful for all of you guys watching and listening to the show and for spreading the gospel that is the I Love CVille Network. We thank our friends at Skooma Boutique Dispensary for being a part of today's show. The best dispensary in Charlottesville is Skooma Boutique Dispensary, located next to Rapture Restaurant on the Charlottesville Downtown Mall. I think it's time we welcome my colleague, my friend, our director, a gentleman of talented proportions, and Judah Wickower to the show. J-Dubs, good afternoon, my friend.
Good afternoon.
How you feeling?
Not too bad.
It's good to see you.
Good to be seen.
You ready to rock and roll today? Is something tickling your fancy, or are you ready to get to the rundown?
Let's do it.
Let's lock and load. 1 shot and then back to the 2. By now, you guys have seen the 8 reasons why Charlottesville City Council should not raise the real estate tax rate. We published this yesterday all over the I Love CVille Network, and the content has gone viral. Tens of thousands of you have engaged, have liked, have shared, have read, have experienced these 8 reasons, and I will relay them now to you succinctly and clearly. Headline: Charlottesville City Council should not raise the real estate tax rate 10 cents to fund Buford Middle School and Walker Elementary School reconfiguration. And here are the 8 reasons why. Number 1, Charlottesville home prices are at an all-time high. That's a fact. Number 2, Charlottesville real estate assessments increased 11.69% in 2022, including 20% plus in 10th and Page and in the Orangedale neighborhoods, both historically black neighborhoods. Number 2 is also a fact. Number 3, Charlottesville personal property taxes will significantly increase, including 20% plus for many families in the city. Guess what, Judah? Number 3 is it's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. Number 4, Judah, are you ready? Charlottesville, Virginia, gas prices are at an all-time high, historical high for the city of Charlottesville. Judah, what's number 4?
A fact.
A fact. It's a fact. Number 5, Charlottesville interest rates are upticking, which are pricing out millennials, first-time home buyers, and fixed-income home buyers out of the Charlottesville market. Judah, can I hear you?
Fact.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Number 6, Charlottesville residents have been priced out of our local real estate tax relief program, which has a $375,000 value threshold, as assessments have gone up. And I just explained to you, they've gone up almost 12% in the city. As they go up, the value of the homes surpass the $375,000 threshold for tax relief. Guess what, Judah? What is that?
A fact, I'd guess.
It's a fact. It's a fact. Crazy. Number 7, Charlottesville landlords are passing rising assessment costs to tenants, which is dramatically increasing rents in Charlottesville. Judah, can I get an amen?
Oh, yeah. That's a fact.
It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a fact. Number 8, Charlottesville public schools are partially funded by the Commonwealth of Virginia. If we gentrify fixed income and middle income families out of Charlottesville with regressive tax tactics, then only the wealthy will be left. The wealthy are more likely to send kids to private schools or be empty nesters. As a result, public school enrollment and funding will drop. J-Dubs, can I hear ya?
Not a fact.
That is a fact. Undoubtedly a fact. Certainly a fact.
I think.
Indisputably a fact.
Indisputably.
Indisputably a fact.
Man. Well.
Indisputably a fact. More reasons for you in a matter of moments. I want to offer a pricing scenario that I posted on the I Love CVille Network. And this pricing scenario is one I know very well. It's associated with rental business model and home ownership business model. A 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment or condo in Charlottesville City or the urban ring, which is the ring right on the outer layer of Charlottesville. A condo or apartment that's roughly 1,220 square feet has a monthly rental price point or value of $2,000 a month. $2,000. Now let's compare and contrast that to home ownership. A 5,280 square foot all brick Georgian home. 5,280 square feet. That's massive. With a purchase price of $700K, 20% down, meaning a loan of $560K at 4% fixed interest rate is a monthly mortgage payment of $2,674. So boys and girls, viewers and listeners, you can rent an apartment. It's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and 1,220 square feet, and you're going to pay $2,000 a month. Or purchase a home, $700K, put 20% down, $140K, leaving debt service of $560K, a house that's over 5,000 square feet, and your monthly mortgage payment is $2,674, only $674 more a month. Owning a house that is roughly 4.5 times the size of an apartment you are renting. Your monthly payment's fixed over 30 years. The rental payment is going to uptick 5 to double-digit percentage points plus every 12 months. That puts things into perspective. Rents in the city and urban ring are getting so high that young families and fixed income folks cannot afford to live here. I am terrified of a scenario where we will have three demographics of people in the city of Charlottesville. The super wealthy, demographic 1. Demographic 2, the even wealthier landlords that own rental properties all over the area. And demographic 3, the folks that rent, that service demographics number 1 and 2. Ladies and gentlemen, if council raises the real estate tax rate 10 cents per $100 of value at the same time that assessments have uptick, and Judah, get ready. I want to bring you in on a 2-shot here. At the same time that assessments have gone up, that gasoline is at an all-time high, that interest rates are going up, that personal property taxes are going to be at an all-time high, that fixed income families and individuals are getting priced out of the $375,000 tax relief threshold. At the same time that landlords are passing on the additional tax exposure to tenants. And while public school enrollment is dropping, and of course it's dropping, if you make the municipalities so expensive from a tax standpoint, how could a first-time home buyer or a young family afford to live there? The first-time home buyer or the young family is the one that has the kids that's going to public school. All these clearly communicated key performance indicators are the foundation for a logical, reasonable, and common sense-based argument of why this is the most fiscally irresponsible, jurisdictional, management, and budgetary decision that Charlottesville has potentially ever seen in its history. In its history. 5 folks are going to make this decision and either do it the right way, which is tabling or postponing or delaying the reconfiguration until economic conditions become more realistic and reasonable. That's the smart path. Or they're going to say, let's go. We've made promises and we've passed the buck for years, and now we just got to suck it up and do it. And if they follow Plan B and do Plan B, the let's go and suck it up, you mark my words, you will see massive gentrification, a homogeneous community that's wealthy, lacking diversity, in a city environment characterized by rich folks who are serviced and helped by other folks pushed 30 to 45 minutes away from the city of Charlottesville. 2-shot. Judah Whitcower is our director. I thought it was a succinct argument. That was very clear. Lists are very easily digestible. One of the topics that I want to highlight is the drop of an enrollment in public schools associated with increased barriers of entry, added taxes. You raise the taxes, it's more difficult to live in a jurisdiction. If you raise the barrier of entry, more taxes, you have less young families who don't have the experience or have had the earning power to accumulate wealth. The young families are the ones that have the kids that are going to matriculate through public school. You have a drop in enrollment in public schools. The Commonwealth offers less money to those schools because the funding is based on enrollment. You start seeing that funding to the public schools, Judah, go down. There's less money for infrastructure, for compensation, and for educational improvements. If I'm a teacher in the Charlottesville public school system, I would be very mindful of enrollment numbers and whether that metric is upticking or downticking. Judah Wickower, you have a big, beautiful brain. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I mean, do we know they're still talking about actually adding a 10-cent tax?
It's advertised as we speak.
What does that mean?
They have, by state law, to advertise a tax rate increase for 30 days before they can make a decision on the tax rate.
So
They have to let the community know to drive community engagement. And what platform offers more community engagement than ours? None. So I've been trying to do our best of utilizing the platform to drive attention to this matter.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both of us, have been doing a good job.
Well, we've talked to Michael Payne, we've talked to Mayor Lloyd Snook, and
A counselor and a mayor.
yeah, and neither of them seem particularly avid to go after this avenue of gaining revenue. So did they put it out there just to let us know that it was on the table? Is there any way for us to find out if it's still on the table?
It's on the table. Because it's got to stay on the table until the 30-day window expires.
Okay, but that doesn't tell us anything about their.
They can go under. They can choose to go under the 10 cents.
Yeah.
They can't eclipse the 10 cents. So
Right.
good business or good jurisdictional management is to advertise the highest threshold possible. Because if you advertise the highest threshold possible and then come judgment day, decision day, you come in lower, then you're going to be seen as empathetic or one of the people because you didn't go to the entire ceiling of what could have transpired.
Yeah.
So that is undoubtedly a strategy. Never would you advertise a tax rate that is going to be the number you're going to settle upon. It's negotiation 101. You go in and you advertise the highest one possible, and then you drop it down and you're like, wow, these are counselors and a mayor of the people. The reality is, I've made a very convincing and compelling argument that perhaps you shouldn't even raise the tax rate at all.
I mean, this is a fairly poor time to be doing something like that.
Right?
I mean, we're looking at. I'm guessing that our gas prices will be doubled from last year. Last year's average within, I mean, I don't know.
A week?
At this rate, it might be
Tomorrow?
It might be tomorrow.
This afternoon?
I'm looking at AAA. Year ago average was $2.67. We're pretty darn close at.
AAA this time last year was how much?
They don't have this time last year, but year ago average.
Year ago average was what?
So I don't know if that's like a year ago today, or if that's like just generally speaking. It was $2.67 for regular, and the current average is $4.18. Though the last time I put money in my tank, it was $4.30. And I don't know where it is at other gas stations. What it is.
I want to highlight this. Does anyone think that this is smart or prudent decision making? Make a decision today to spend other people's money, taxpayers. It's taxpayer money. Make a decision today to spend other people's money for a project that won't break ground until what? Next year, when you don't know what gasoline is going to rise or fall to from a price point standpoint, and how that commodity is going to influence cost of goods associated with the construction project.
Yeah, that's a good point.
If gas goes up, the materials used for reconfiguration ain't going to get cheaper.
Well,
they're going to get more expensive.
It's kind of like my $10 getting me, half as much at the tank, and your $75 million or whatever it is that they want to spend on this reconfiguration. What if that's only worth $37 million come time to buy all the wood and the girders and whatever else, the rebar, and I don't know what they're building. I think first, before they make a decision, they need to let us know exactly what they're expecting to do with this. What is the reconfiguration for? I mean, how is it going to help kids?
I'll give you that. I have that answer. I thought it was outlined quite well in the Daily Progress. See if I can find it verbatim. Reconfiguration, and are you back on a 1?
I can be.
Why don't you go on a 1? And if you could take this camera right here and go directly at me with this one, that way I can look directly at you, if you could.
All right.
Here's reconfiguration defined. Reconfiguration refers to this is from the Daily Progress. Catherine Knott, you did a great job, Catherine Knott. Ginny Bixby, you did a great job, Ginny Bixby. Reconfiguration refers to a multi-pronged project that's been a goal of the Charlottesville School Board since 2009. Currently, 5th and 6th graders attend Walker Upper Elementary School, and 7th and 8th graders go to Buford Middle School. Under the project, 5th grade would go back to the division's 6 elementary schools. 6th grade would move to Buford, and then preschool would be centralized at the Walker campus. In phase 1, Buford would be renovated and expanded to make room for 6th grade and future enrollment growth. Walker would be turned into a temporary preschool center, and then in phase 2, at nearly $25 million, an early childhood center would be built at Walker. Phase 1 projected at 75. That's an old projection. It does not factor in the fuel costs that have escalated in the last 2 weeks. Phase 2 projected at 25. That's an old projection. It does not factor in the fuel costs that have escalated over the last 2 weeks. You do this approach. Let's go back to the 2. You go ahead and you go with the 10-cent tax rate increase. At the same time, assessments have upticked 12%. At the same time, gasoline costs are higher than they've ever been before. At the same time, personal property taxes on cars, on boats, and other structures are going to likely increase at about 25% clip because the used car market is out of control. At the same time, interest rates have now upticked over 4%, the highest interest rate it's been over the last couple years. At the same time, the tax relief value threshold is $375K, essentially pricing out homeowners from that threshold because the assessments have gone so high. At the same time that landlords are passing on rising assessment costs to tenants. At the same time that public school enrollment is already flat. You do this tax rate and you'll see public school enrollment drop and funding drop to Charlottesville Public Schools. And when that funding starts dropping to Charlottesville Public Schools, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you will see a drop in performance because there is a direct correlation with performance and revenue allocated by jurisdictions, by the Commonwealth. It is a dynamic topic.
So, considering that the plan for this was crafted by the same people who are going to...
Not the same people.
Not?
The plan's been in the works since 2009. The plan got approved last year when Nikhil Walker was still the mayor and Heather Hill was still on council. Heather Hill and Nikhil Walker are no longer on the dais. They've been replaced by Brian Pinkston.
I wasn't talking about the
and Juan Diego Wade.
I was talking about the...
School board.
Isn't VMDO?
VMDO are the architects.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they created the plan,
Yep.
and they're also the ones who are going to carry it out.
Well, they're the architects. They're the visionaries behind the reconfiguration. They're not going to do the hammer and nails. You're going to hire a construction firm to do that. But they're not going to be manning the nail gun, wearing the tool belt, the yellow hat, the tight jeans, and the boots.
Okay. Okay, well then never mind that. Would it be fair to say it might be a good idea to get a second opinion on the best way to reconfigure the school?
That's a fair statement. That is a fair statement and a legit comment. The RFP, request for proposal, was put up for grabs. VMDO local won the RFP. Interestingly, they were the last architectural firm that did the previous reconfiguration. So you talk about true winners, and I'm not casting shade. I'm not throwing shade. I am not throwing shade. I am not throwing shade. What I'm about to say is fact and not shade. The true winners of reconfiguration are VMDO. Undoubtedly VMDO. Architects put the plan in place. Every time this gets discussed or the plans change, they bill full rate. Mm-hmm. They did the last reconfiguration. They're going to do this reconfiguration. If we have to chop it up, if we have to go from 75 million to 35 million or whatever the hell the number is, that plan's going to have to get scaled back. They're going to have to build to do that scaling it back. It's the nature of the beast. It is what it is. They're the true winners. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just speaking factual and realistically.
Yeah.
It ain't the taxpayers. They're not the winners. Mm-hmm. It's not diversity that's the winners. It's not economic parity that's the winners. It's not disposable income that's the winners. It's not the mom and pops in the city of Charlottesville that own businesses, because disposable income will be allocated to taxes and not the goods that they sell and serve. They're not the winners. It's not the counselors that are going to be the winners. They're going to catch grief no matter what. They're in a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation. It's not the students today that are going to be the winners at Buford or at Walker. This is going to take years to finish. Those students are going to be out of middle school, out of Walker. Mm-hmm. Maybe you can make the legitimate argument that the winners could be the embryos in mommy's body, the soon-to-be babies, the buns in the oven, that when the project is finished, when the construction's done, they'll get to experience it. Maybe it's the buns in the oven that are the winners. It's not the parents of today. Their kids are going to be matriculated and graduated by the time the project is done. It is bananas that this is even being considered. And I made this statement today, or I made this statement yesterday, and we'll go on to the next topic. I made this statement, and it's time we as a community rally around this statement. I commented on the I Love CVille Network yesterday about this. Scott Beyer. Scott Beyer is a friend of the program. In fact, I'm going to say it right now. Scott Beyer, I'm tagging him. You're getting some props right now from me on the I Love CVille show. Enter. Published it. Scotty B, if you're watching the program, let us know. This is the comment that I responded to Scotty B this way. Love Scott Beyer. Fantastic author. Good head for business. Scott Beyer says this. First, Michelle Davis asked this question. Jerry, what is the answer to this financial tailspin? Scott Beyer said, vote different people and parties into office rather than letting CVille remain in ideological monopoly as it has for decades.
Good luck.
My response to that was, Michelle, Scott Beyer makes good points. There's a small but loud portion of the Charlottesville population that believes increasing the real estate tax rate, the meals taxes, and frankly, all other taxes are the right approach to jurisdictional management. This mentality is a damning approach to people and families that do not have buckets of disposable income. It's a very regressive mindset that should be questioned, challenged, and silenced with succinct explanations like the 8 reasons I outlined above. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers and listeners, if you see on social media, or if you hear at a cocktail party, or if you hear somewhere in passing someone say, just raise the meals tax, just raise the tax rate, just raise the transient occupancy tax, just raise the sales tax. It's just a little bit of money, it's no big deal. If you hear people make those statements, you stop them, you question them, and you say, no, it is a big deal. And that regressive mentality has got us in this position, and it's time you change your outlook. It's time you change your outlook, because it's not the right one. That's not in vogue or cool anymore. All right. And Kevin Higgins, the king of Greenwood, says Waynesboro, Virginia, has a big old smile on their face right now as people are going to sprint to Waynesboro to live there. And guess what? There's an interstate heading right to Waynesboro to accommodate the people. And he says Nelson County also has a smile and a road to get there, 29 South, as people head in that direction to live and to breathe and to work and to learn and then to play. And he ain't wrong. He's not wrong. Anything else you want to add on a two-shot?
Yeah, that brings up a good question of what's the next Charlottesville?
Kevin Yancey, welcome to the program.
Waynesboro.
Kevin Yancey says, I've already done that. I've already moved out because of this.
Yeah. I mean, Waynesboro's got a big movie theater. They may be the best choice for becoming the next Charlottesville, as Charlottesville, gentrifies people out of the city.
Louisa Zion's Crossroads, another example. You got the Walmart, you got the Lowe's,
Yeah.
and you got El Mariachi, fantastic Mexican restaurant. You got the ABC store.
I'd love to be closer to El Mariachi.
We love you, El Mariachi. We love you, Johnny Ornelas. You got the ABC store. You got Rhett's. You got Spring Creek. How about Gordonsville? With the financial remodeling and contributions and vision that Chris Henry of Stony Point's going to do to Gordonsville. Gordonsville's going to go gangbusters.
Yeah, anybody with an ounce of vision is probably looking to start developing property and businesses outside of Charlottesville.
Jurisdictional mismanagement creates tailwinds or momentum for the municipalities that are adjacent to the mismanagement.
Yeah.
Neil Williamson, President, Free Enterprise Forum, the king of content. There's a budget being proposed. We're in budget season. The proposed budget, and we hope council goes with the proposed budget. The proposed budget from interim city manager, essentially a mercenary city manager, a hired gun city manager, a mercenary city manager, a for-hire jurisdictional executive or CEO. That's what we got right now. The proposed budget keeps the city's real estate tax rate at 95 cents per $100 of assessed value. Even with the proposed budget that keeps the tax rate the same, real estate tax income will rise about $8.3 million based on the current rate due to increases in real estate property assessments. Remember, the assessments went up, 12% on average.
Yeah.
Because the assessments went up, City of Charlottesville's got an extra $8 million. If City Council decides to move forward with a proposed 10-cent tax rate increase, $9.2 million in additional dollars would be available for added expenditures. That amount is included in the budget but is unallocated because the City Council has not decided whether to raise the real estate tax rate or by how much. Wild Bill McKenzie, it makes no sense. They have a surplus in the city year over year and they don't bank it. Wild Bill McKenzie, it would be less expensive to keep the configuration as is and build a whole new preschool center.
I was going to say, why not just build another school? But you need land for that.
This gets back, well, the market has changed. This gets back to a thread that John Blair, former city manager of Charlottesville, Virginia, interim city manager, John Blair, the fabulous city attorney of Charlottesville, Virginia, a man who sprinted out of Charlottesville because of the soap opera nature of the Mayor Nakia Walker term. He put a thread on Twitter a couple of days ago comparing and contrasting educational infrastructure, building new schools, to what Charlottesville's precarious plight is today. He said Stanton did a much more extensive, much more impactful, larger high school renovation in 2020 and 2021 for $43 million.
It's still a lot of money.
Harrisonburg is building a completely new high school for $119 million, and that included $5 million to buy the land. These comps or comparables may not be identical because they were done in a pre-COVID influenced or impacted economic climate.
Yeah.
Cost of goods, construction, land, inflation, everything changed because of COVID and the pandemic. But it still puts things in somewhat perspective. $119 million for a brand new high school. Buford, let's cut to the chase, is checking in at 75. The first budget session, VMDO was saying now it's 81. That went $6 million up, 8% up, and it didn't even factor in the rising gas costs that have happened over the last 2.5 weeks. Guess what budget session number 2 is going to be? It's going to be more than 81 million because gasoline and fuel is going to impact construction costs.
A lot.
Kevin Yancey, you need a moniker. Where do you live, Kevin Yancey? I'll give you a moniker. You contribute to this program so much. Queen of Jack Jewett, Carol Thorpe is watching the program. Kevin Yancey, where do you live? Roundabout, and you get a moniker for your contributions to the program. Kevin Yancey says, look at how many Albemarle County and Charlottesville city employees live in Augusta County because they cannot afford the city of Charlottesville or Albemarle County. Did you guys know that more than 70% of city of Charlottesville employees cannot afford to live in the city of Charlottesville? Your policemen, firefighters, the guys that you see at City Hall when you need some help with some building permitting. More than 70% of Charlottesville employees cannot afford to live in the city of Charlottesville. Kevin Yancey lives in Waynesboro. Judah, I think Kevin Yancey has earned the moniker. Do we do it?
Sure.
We do it.
Yeah.
What do we call him?
Let's see. Call him the, I don't know. Call him the Ellis Island of Waynesboro.
Ellis Island?
Open arms.
I'm calling him the king of Waynesboro. That wasn't a multiple choice question. Jesus. He's the king of Waynesboro. It's a straightforward answer.
Well then.
You're saying, why did I ask you if I knew the answer and what I wanted? He asked me that all the time. 12 years of working together, 10 years of working together. Oh, King of Waynesboro. Kevin Yancey, that's your moniker. Anytime you contribute to the program, you will be dubbed and recognized as the King of Waynesboro. All right, let's go to the next topic. Keep it on the two-shot. We were the first to let you know that Belmont Market was on the market for sale. Due to Belmont Market 5 days ago, not even 5 days ago, 834 Monticello Road, the institutional, adorable, quaint, charming market across from Junction Restaurant in downtown Belmont.
Yep.
Asking price of $1,299,999. 3,092 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, built in 1920. This structure is 102 years old. Plot of land the size of a post stamp, 0.15 acres. Asking price was, we'll call it $1.3 million for the sake of a conversation, J-Dubs. Less than 5 days under contract. Common sense would say less than 5 days being under contract, the offer was damn near close to asking price, if not asking price. My instinct tells me it was asking price. $1.3 million for Belmont Market. That's the nitty-gritty, that's the news. Now we ask the question, what will it become? What will it become? I shoot you guys straight on this program every day. And I shoot you straight even if it's an unpopular opinion. Even if it's unpopular, I shoot you straight. Bodo's Bagels should offer a toasting of the bagels option.
Amen.
Bodo's Bagels. Why do you not have a competitor in the marketplace? How is a bagel shop or the bagel space only serviced and occupied by one brand? Bodo's Bagels, revenue analysis, conservative revenue analysis, 1,000 tickets per day across 3 locations. 1,000 tickets per day at an $8.50 ticket price. That's conservative. $8.50 times 1,000 tickets is $8,500. $8,500 times 3 stores. That number is $25,500. $25,500 times 346 days a year. That's really conservative. 346 days a year. How many days in a year?
365.
Is that how many?
Yep.
You sure about that? I think that's right. You didn't say that very confidently. 365. I said they're opening 346 days a year. That is way too conservative. Let's say they close 10 days a year. I don't even think they close 10 days a year. Let's say Bodo's Bagels closes 5 days a year. 5 days.
So
Call it 360. So you got 25,500. 25,500. They close 5 days a year. 360. That's $9,180,000 in gross revenues across 3 stores. That's a lot of dough. Pun intended. Explain to me why, unpopular opinion, I'm shooting you straight. That's the whole point of this little sidebar. I just broke down the business model of 3 stores that do north of $9 million conservatively in gross, and they have no competition. It's an indication that I will shoot you straight no matter what, even if it means offering challenging type of perspective from one of the most popular institutions in Charlottesville, and that's what Bodo's is.
So are you getting that the purchasers of Belmont Market should start offering toasted bagels?
No, I know that was a joke.
I mean, it sounded like that was the point you're
Not
trying to get to.
What I'm making, damn it. The point what I was making is that Bodo, I shoot you straight. Despite going against popular opinion, I will always, in spite of going against popular opinion, I will always shoot you straight. And I'm going to shoot you straight here on Belmont Market, a beloved market, a quaint, charming institution in downtown Belmont. Here's the shooting straight. It's not going to be a market, dogs.
Toasted
It's not going to be, what's that?
Toasted bagels.
It's not going to be a market. It's not going to be a market. You don't spend $1.3 million to buy a market and to keep it as a place for some Camel Reds, some Marlboro Lights, some Bud Ice Tall Boys, some Mad Dog. Is it Mad Dog 2020 or Mad Dog 4040?
Damn, I think it's 40-40, but
I think it's 2020. It's Mad Dog 2020. It's been a long time since I've had Mad Dog. You don't buy a place for $1.3 million to sell Mad Dog 2020, packs of smokes, and racks of Natural Light and Bud Heavy. You buy a spot for 13 million Bs for the long-term potential that comes with real estate development. And change is hard, and change can be frustrating, but change is the reality of life. What are the key elements of life?
change.
Change, death, and taxes. Isn't that the three?
I don't know if those always go together.
Those are guaranteed in life.
Death and taxes, definitely. Yeah.
Change, death, and taxes are life. Change, death, and life. There are three things in life that are certain. I guess birth is something that's certain. Birth, death, change, and taxes. No, I guess it would be birth, change, taxes, death. And in chronological order.
Right.
Birth, change, taxes, death. Because you're going to change before you get taxes. And then you're going to die.
From how you were when you were born. Yeah.
That's what I say. So you're going to be born on one end and death on the other end. And then it's just organizing change or taxes. And change comes before taxes. Belmont Market's not going to be Belmont Market. And I hate to say that. Kevin Yancey, King of Waynesboro, says, don't forget the hurricanes. That's a high gravity punch. That's the malt liquor.
Oh, I thought he was saying hurricanes were another thing that are certain in life.
Hurricane, malt liquor. You ever been to an Edward 40 Hands party?
Edward 40 Hands. I can't say that I've
been to
ever
two.
even heard of
I
them.
hosted one Edward 40 Hands party. This was, I was the rush chair and the social chair of Phi Psi at the University of Virginia, the fraternity at the end of the Mad Bowl off Rugby Road. We had an Edward 40 Hands party. To get into the party, you had to have 2 40s on your hands, duct tape to your hands. The 40s on your hands, and they were duct taped both to your hands.
Can I put one of these pictures up?
As long as you don't get the show pop for airing content that we don't have rights to, because that's happened. So maybe you shouldn't put that up there.
Okay.
You go in. I have the communication skill set to paint a very accurate picture that people can relate to. You have 40s of hurricane in your hands. They're duct taped to your hands, Edward 40 hands. And you have to finish both 40s before you can unduct tape the 40s from your hands. Edward 40 hands.
If you finish one, can you duct tape?
No, you got to finish them both.
Wow.
Got to finish them both. Can't go to the bathroom.
Really?
Can't hug the gal you're with. If you try to brush her hair off her cheeks and you have a 40 in your hand, that's not good for her face. Edward 40 hands. You drink 2 40s pretty fast because you want to unduct tape your hands
and go to
from
the bathroom.
40-ounce glass bottles. Edward 40 hands. Hurricane. It's not going to be a market. I hate to tell you that. It's development. And you know what? Birth, change, taxes, and death. Inevitable in life. And downtown Belmont will experience it. And if you're looking at it from a positive standpoint, it's going to create more residential density, whether that's owned or rented residential density. And that will trickle over positively to the local, into Bell, into Camole, into Tabula. And Adam Frazier, if you ever open Junction again, please do. We've been waiting patiently and kindly. Please open Junction again. Adam Frazier, please open Junction again. Next topic on today's program, T. Rich. City of Charlottesville called the bluff of Dr. Terrion Richardson. Dr. Terrion Richardson dropped his lawsuit against city council and city officials yesterday. This in the Daily Progress by Ginny Bixby. He did it with prejudice, which means the lawsuit is permanently dismissed and cannot be reinstated.
Nice.
T. Rich, on November 18th, filed a civil suit in United States District Court seeking unspecified amount of expenses and costs incurred in connection with the defendant's actions and declarations by the court. He basically said this. I'll cut to the nitty-gritty here. I don't know if Jim Hinchley would talk about this with me. I love Jim Hinchley. He's a great guy. He's the king of the court, Jim Hinchley. He could offer more technical vernacular and expertise than I can. T. Rich basically did this. He sued the city, saying his rights were violated when he signed an agreement that gave him $200,000 plus bucks to keep his mouth shut and to leave his job as city manager. City of Charlottesville gave him a severance package of $205,000. And part of that severance package was you can't talk about what happened.
I would love to have my rights violated that way.
Yeah, violate my rights, City of Charlottesville. Give me $205,000, and I won't say anything about you on. Well, actually, I would. I wouldn't do it for $205,000.
I wouldn't do it for $205,000.
I
wouldn't even come back and sue them later.
I wouldn't do it for $205,000. If the city of Charlottesville gave me $205,000 and said, Jerry, you cannot use City Hall or Charlottesville government as fodder or content for your talk show anymore, I would say I'm passing. I don't want the $205,000. I sincerely would do that. I swear.
Take it.
I swear. Of course you would take it.
I don't have to say anything about them.
You would take the $205,000? I would not take the $205,000. I would not take the $205K. If they said, don't talk about us on your show anymore, here's $205,000, Jerry Miller, I would say no. I sincerely swear to God, I would say no. But you're saying you would take it?
Yeah, I'd take it.
So what would happen when I say two-shot Jerry Miller, 10-cent tax rate increase? Judah Wickhauer.
I think the Charlottesville city councilors know what they're doing, and I have complete faith that they will do the right thing.
I'll play. That was funny. Sometimes you're really funny. That was one of those times, so that was really funny. Here's the nitty-gritty, and I'll cut to the chase, okay? This was an ambulance chasing type of lawsuit.
I mean, what was Charlottesville going to do? Where they
called us
literally
bluff.
did all they could do, which is ignore it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
They ignored it.
yeah.
And guess what?
It's like when you get a crazy bill in the mail and you're like, I can't afford this, and you just
Where are you going with this?
well, it's like an unexpected bill and you're like, look.
Well, you shouldn't ignore it.
No, but I'm saying
Don't ignore the bill.
I'm saying if it's something that you didn't pay for or ask for, and somebody's sending you a bill for something that like you're like, what is this? And you just ignore it. Because what are they going to do?
Okay, I don't do that. I get on the phone and I call the bill people and say, what the hell is this? This is wrong. That's what I do.
You're not getting a penny.
You don't ignore it. That's not good advice to our viewers and listeners. Don't do that. Oh, God. So City Hall said, you know what? We're calling your bluff, T. Rich. This is the ambulance chasing of lawsuits, T. Rich. We ain't paying you a dime, T. Rich. When you deposited
They
that
ignored it.
What's that?
They ignored it.
When you deposited that $205,000 severance check, T. Rich, you agreed to our terms, T. Rich. You know what's a hell of a coincidence, and what I honestly think is what happened? Former police chief, Dr. Rachel Brackney, she's suing the city of Charlottesville.
Yeah.
And she did the lawsuit on Tuesday, November 9th, 2021.
Yeah.
Tuesday, November 9th, 2021. Hell of a coincidence that on November 18th, 9 days later, T. Rich also sues the city of Charlottesville. He says, disgruntled former employee that gets jettisoned by City Hall under shady, disgruntled circumstances, tries to sue city of Charlottesville. What did Brackney sue for? $3 million on November 9th, 2021. By November 18th, 9 days later, he's got to pick up the phone and schedule an appointment with the lawyer. And in those 9-day period of time, there's weekends when they can't meet and they're working. So you think from a timeline standpoint, it happened pretty damn quickly. The lawyer needs time to file the lawsuit. There's 2 days of weekend time. He had to schedule the meeting, turn it around pretty damn quickly.
Do we know who the lawyers were?
Probably, if we looked into it. It was an ambulance-chasing lawsuit.
Any chance they're the same lawyer?
God, that would be great. I don't think they're the same lawyer. Brackney's attorney is Charles Tucker from the late, great Johnny Cochran's law firm.
That's right.
T. Rich's attorney is not. So the lawsuit is nothing. It was an ambulance-chasing lawsuit looking for a payday. What he doesn't realize is this content, these stories, live in perpetuity online as a reflection of his personal brand and the potential employment and potential influence it could have on future employment.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah. Would you want to hire somebody that's likely to sue you?
Right. Exactly.
Doesn't sound like a good move to me.
Dude worked for, how long did the dude work for as the city manager in Charlottesville? He resigned from his, he was appointed city manager May 2019. He resigned from his post September 2020. June, July, August, September. Dude worked as city manager for 16 months. Got a severance package of over $200K payday, hush money. And then from September 2020 to November 18 of the same year, he decides to sue the people after depositing the hush money. Come on now. Come on now.
Was it really hush money if he resigned?
It's part of the severance package. And as part of the severance package, the plan was, you ain't going to talk about what happened. Come on now. Come on now. That's not a good look. That's not how you play the game. Come on now. All right, one other topic, and then we'll get to your comments. Comments, questions, concerns, put them in the feed. Comments, questions, concerns, put them in the feed. I will relay them live on air. Our I Love CVille Instagram. Everybody go to Instagram right now and follow I Love CVille. Go to Instagram now and follow I Love CVille on Instagram. Yesterday, we received a follow. We have the third largest Instagram account in the community in Central Virginia. You know who's number one?
UVA?
Yep. You know who's number two?
CBS?
Who?
I don't know. One of the TV stations?
No, they're meager from an Instagram following. Number two is the City of Charlottesville official account. Okay. UVA is number one. Number two is the City of Charlottesville official account. I Love CVille Instagram is the third largest Instagram following in Central Virginia. Very influential following, large following we have. Yesterday I get a following on Instagram from a brand or an account that stood out to me. And the account was Chickadee _ CVille. Chickadee, CHICKADEE underscore CVille. I'm like, well, that's interesting. That caught my attention. And then I go over to their page, and I see 6 photos on their page. And I see coming soon with a sunshine, and I see that their name is on their profile, Chickadee Restaurant. So I'm like, what? Chickadee Restaurant? I like to eat food. I like cold beers. My wife loves food. We like to go out and support local restaurants. So I click on the link, and it's chickadeecville.com, and I see strictly a landing page. So it's not a dynamic website yet. I'm sure it will be.
It's just a coming soon.
It's a coming soon page. Yeah, we build these all the time for our clients.
And it's just they plugged in the...
It's a landing page.
The coming soon plugin.
Yeah, coming soon plugin. Yeah.
That means you can't see anything that's actually going on the website.
Yeah, it's behind a wall.
The website could be halfway finished or completely finished.
Could be pretty darn close to finish.
Yeah.
But this is how you build buzz. This is how you get talk show hosts and debonair sidekicks with fantastic beards and fantastic choices of clothing and the best hair in the business. Judah, I'm giving you props here.
I know.
Talking about you on the talk show.
I'm curious if they're just going to sell buns.
No, it says what?
That's what it says on their landing page.
Because you're saying the line says peep
hot
peep.
fresh buns coming soon.
Hot fresh buns coming soon. That's got to be a play on hot cross buns, right?
Could be.
Do you know hot cross buns?
Yeah, it's been about 4 decades since I sang that song.
How's it go? Come on.
Man.
You can do it. How does it go? Give it to us, baby. Come on.
I'm going to look it up.
No, come on. Do it now without looking it up. Give it to us. Come on. I'll give you a beat.
I don't remember. Hot cross buns, see how they run. I don't remember. It's been too long, and I'm not going to remember it with you.
Hot cross buns, see how they run. What's the rest of the words? Do you guys?
That is not how it goes.
Yes, it is. Hot cross buns.
See how they run?
I'm pretty sure. I'm looking it up right now. Lyrics. Hot cross buns. Let's see where it is. It's a nursery rhyme. Oh, okay. You ready? Hot cross. Can you find the lyrics? Okay, here it is. Maybe not. See how they run. Hot cross buns. Hot cross buns. 1 a penny.
See how they run.
1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns.
That's it. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns.
Hot cross buns. If you have no daughters, give them to your sons. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns. What the hell does this mean?
I don't think as a kid we ever got into the second verse of this song.
Yeah, the second verse is if you have no daughters, give them to your sons. What the hell does that mean?
It sounds fairly straightforward to me.
What does that mean?
It means if you don't have any daughters, give the hot cross buns to your sons.
Oh. I thought it was like perverse in nature. I think you're right.
I don't think it is.
Okay. The only thing I remember was hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very inventive.
Will you sing it for us?
No.
You won't? Come on. Come on. You're not going to sing it for us? Anyway, we got sidetracked here. The Instagram is Chickadee Restaurant. They have 6 photos. Their website's chickadeecville.com, and it says coming soon. So I start scrolling through the images. Go to the Instagram and put them on screen. We can put this on screen. Go to the one with the chairs. Chickadee_CVille. Chickadee_CVille on Instagram, if you could.
I'm already there.
Put the screenshot of the chairs on screen.
The chairs?
You see the second image, the chairs?
Yeah.
Put a screenshot and put it on screen for the viewers. Please, please, please.
Okay. It's going to take me a second to get it.
Tell me when you can do it. Georgia Gilmer, I think you're exactly right, Georgia Gilmer. I think you're exactly right.
What did she say, glass building?
Yeah, that's what she's saying. So Judah's going to put the screenshot from the Instagram account on screen here in about 30 or 45 seconds. Our enterprising, versatile, talented, jack of all trades, Judah Wickower. They put this photo on screen with chairs, green and yellow, outside what I think is the glass building. And I think this is the old Bluegrass Grill space. Georgia Gilmer says the same. Georgia Gilmer, you need a moniker. Georgia Gilmer, have we given you a moniker? You routinely contribute to this program. I'm writing to you on Facebook literally right now. Georgia Gilmer, have we given you a nickname on the show? You have earned one.
All right, I'm putting the picture up.
Enter, publish. I just sent it to Georgia. Georgia, you need a nickname, Georgia. G squared. All right, Georgia Gilmer, this is going to be your nickname, Georgia Gilmer. The Queen of G. The Queen of G. Georgia Gilmer. It's on screen. Everyone look at the screen. Look at the screen right now. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Your new nickname is the Queen of G. That's Bluegrass Grill, don't you think? That's the glass building in Bluegrass Grill.
Definitely looks like it.
I mean, Bluegrass Grill is closed. Well, actually, Bluegrass Grill is operating as a pop-up at Devil's Backbone. So it looks like through some what kind of reasoning is that?
Say that again?
What kind of reasoning are we using to figure this out?
Deductive? I don't know.
Deductive. Yeah, we'll go deductive. It looks like through some deductive reasoning that Chickadee, a breakfast and lunch spot with a tagline, "Peep, peep, hot fresh buns coming soon," is opening in the Bluegrass Grill spot of the glass building, Oliver Kutner's building. Scott Aaronworth, the king of Virginia Beach, says Bluegrass Grill is no longer a pop-up at Devil's Backbone. Thank you, Scott. We appreciate that. He's the king of Virginia Beach, the Esquire extraordinaire. Georgia Gilmer loves her new nickname and moniker, the Queen of G. Queen of G, that's your moniker. You contribute to the program. We have now dubbed 2 new viewers and listeners with monikers on the program. We have nicknames out there. They're getting difficult for me to keep up with. Kevin Yancey is the king of Waynesboro, and Georgia Gilmer is the Queen of G. Today's show is good. Today's show is damn good. I think we brought a lot of knowledge to you. Judah, what did you, go to the 2-shot, J-Dubs. Go to the 2-shot, the 2-shot, the 2-shot. What did you learn today? Oh my gosh, you got to get that thing to the you-know-where.
I know.
Okay, we got to wrap up. What did you learn today, Judah Whitcar?
What did I learn today? Let's see.
It's not multiple choice.
It is.
No, it's not.
I learned that we really don't know what's going to happen with the schools, even with the plans. It seems like I still need a better explanation.
I just gave you the most succinct explanation any person has given the community possible.
Well, then I need an explanation why that's better than building another school or...
The explanation is wait. The answer is wait. Don't do this. I'm not opposed to reconfiguration. I am opposed to doing it during an economic climate that is uncertain and will undoubtedly create gentrification. Just table it a year. Wait. Be fiscally conservative and responsible with decision making. All you got to do is wait.
I hear a lot of people have great success with GoFundMes.
You want us to fund school reconfiguration with a GoFundMe? Let's give them a Kickstarter. For every $100 that you donate to the school reconfiguration Kickstarter campaign, Mayor Lloyd Snook will give you one of his ties, autographed.
That's a lot of ties.
He has a lot of ties. Kickstarter campaign to fund school reconfiguration. Every $100 donated to the Kickstarter campaign, Lloyd Snook, we love Lloyd Snook, will give you an autographed tie. You found that funny.
That's going to get expensive.
He's got a lot of ties. He's been in law for some time. All right, he's Judah. I'm Jerry. This is the I Love CVille Show. We hope you had as much fun as we did today on the program. Hasta luego. Keep it real. So long, everybody.